Still to come, we are going to be travelling to the island of Ibiza. But before all of that, as ever, this is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 5 o'clock. This is Nikki Cardwell. The head of FIFA has attempted to empathise with migrant workers and LGBT people on the day before the World Cup kicks off in Qatar. The country criminalises homosexuality and many immigrants are thought to have died in the run-up to the tournament. Gianni Infantino said he felt he could relate to the groups because he'd been bullied for having red hair. He also said that Western nations which had accused Qatar of human rights abuses were hypocrites. Miguel Delaney is the Independent's chief football writer and is in Doha. He says promises of reform have failed to materialise.
Virtually every human rights group would say for all this World Cup problems, there was an opportunity here for reform within Qatar. Now they all say it's a lost opportunity because basically FIFA hasn't taken that responsibility. How do you actually achieve that goal if you behave like Infantino does, which is basically trying to suppress criticism?
Rishi Sunak has made his first visit to Kiev to meet President Zelensky. He announced more financial support for Ukraine and laid flowers at a memorial for the war dead. Earlier, the head of Ukraine's biggest private energy firm called on people who could leave the country to do so to ease pressure on the nation's power grid. Millions have been left without energy as a result of Russian missile attacks. Maxim Timchenko says the enemy has an advantage.
The whole energy grid of Soviet Union, Ukraine and Russia were built quite a long time ago. When we see Russians as our colleagues, those people who built it, they were our colleagues. They helped Russians to destroy our energy system and our life.
One of the UK's biggest energy companies, SSE, has told the BBC that it may have to give up on some renewable projects because of the new windfall tax on electricity generators. The 45% rate was announced in Thursday's autumn statement. The Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, says the tax is needed to plug a hole in the country's finances. The head of a Rochdale housing association, which rented a flat to the family of a 2-year-old boy who died from exposure to mould, has been sacked. Awab Ishaq's parents had repeatedly raised the matter before he died of a respiratory condition, but no action was taken. The BBC's Samantha Nanda is following the story. She says a government source has responded to the news of Gareth Swarbrick's sacking.
They've said that they are welcoming it because of his profound failings as this chief executive of Rochdale Borough Housing. The government source has asked why they gave Mr Swarbrick their full backing after the coroner's report as recently as 24 hours ago, and also why they failed to answer basic questions about the state of their housing stock. Earlier today, a vigil has been held in Rochdale for 2-year-old Awab. Many of the people who attended there have been asking why it took so long.
And Australia have won the Women's Rugby League World Cup. They thrashed New Zealand 54